Hey there, I'm Robin Halston, the host of this show, The Robin Halston Experience, and I come with you today with a fresh episode. And today I'm gonna talk about the theme of this text that I've been written that I'm gonna read to you is about overnight success and how it doesn't exist in my eyes. Let's get deep into it. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. An old Chinese proverb. The spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle has become famous for his wisdom and especially his best selling book, The Power of Now. The book handles concepts like presence and being in the moment because that is where everything is created, right fucking now. Everything you ever created and done has been done in the now. Of course, the things haven't happened at the same now, but everything has happened because of the actions you've taken in the past nows. Because quite frankly, we can't try to imagine what our future will look like. We can try to control our future, but it will always be impossible to try and grasp it and make it happen exactly like you wanted. As far as we know it, the future is an abstract concept that no one can surely understand or know. We can see the general curve or progression of things, but not know the entirety of the end result of them. So the only thing you have control of is the now. Everything in life is an accumulation of the decisions you've been taking in all of your past nows. So instead of waiting for that perfect moment that we often dream about that will come in the future, why not switch that thought to make the moment perfect instead? Don't wait for something to happen. Make it happen. Sure, you can wait by the riverside for something or someone to magically change in one instant. Get that lottery jackpot and be happily ever after. Or you can just jump in the river and work your own way through life. And as I mentioned already, life doesn't just happen by itself. It's an accumulation of all your nows. In order to get somewhere, it can sometimes feel like a too tough stretch or mission to get there, but all journeys start with that one first step. That first step is probably the most important one of them all because that's a step that a few even dare to take. A goal can seem so insurmountable sometimes, but if you're able to break your goals down into comprehensible and small goals on the way to that big one, it will take a huge load of pressure off your shoulders. I think most people have some kind of big goal that they want to achieve, but the thought of the end product can be daunting. That will take so much time, money, energy. How will I ever reach that? And when and then we spiral into negative loop of condescending thoughts about ourselves and get depressed and then go to bed and slowly kill that dream of ours. Here's a quote I really think is fitting for this part of this episode. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a month. We overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade. Matthew Kelly. In order for you to get somewhere, we have to start create it in this moment right here, and then in the next, and in the next, and chip away piece by piece. Just as I'm in the process of doing these texts and episodes, it's not about doing everything at once. That's impossible and will be forever overwhelming. It's about being present with the whole creative process every time I invest time to sit down and write or record these episodes. You see, this has come to life not because I chose to sit down for 48 hours in a row to write this text down. This more likely will take form and fruition because of my planning and sessions of writing or scheduling and talking into this microphone on a more day-to-day basis over a long stretch of time, chipping away at my masterpiece one chapter at a time, one paragraph at a time, one sentence at a time, one word at a time, one syllable, and even one letter at a time in order to reach the completion. So many times we overestimate what needs to be done in the beginning of such a journey that we gas out even before we have gotten ourselves even properly warmed up. If you've never been to the gym before, you don't put 200 kilos on the barbell to lift that in your first deadlift ever. I see the same problem with people who want to start running. They've never gone more than a couple of kilometers before, but goes on to set a high goal and think that if they'll run fast for a longer time than they ever done before, that they'll reach the goal sooner. And that's never the case. These people are far more likely to gas out, not enjoy the process at all, and quit prematurely, and also injure themselves on the way while trying to do this feat as soon as possible. What will get you there for real is a thought out plan on how to break down things into tangible and understandable smaller tasks and goals. It's small everyday changes over a long stretch of time that will take you there. Small, minuscule, gradual changes done consciously day after day after day after day, and one day you will arrive. Centimeters will transform into decimeters, and before you'll know it, you'll have come kilometers from where you were starting. If you have two ships that sail alongside each other at the same course right ahead, and then one of the ships decides to steer of one puny degree of the same course as the other sailboat, it might not seem much, and for the first couple of days they might still see each other on the open sea. But if you give it time enough, there will be a huge difference in between these two different paths of the ships, even though they once were together. This is what I mean with small gradual change over a long period of time. One Big Mac meal won't clog up your arteries. One pack of cigarettes won't give you cancer. One 5K run won't make you a decent runner. 5 minutes of meditation won't give you peace of mind. Writing 100 words won't give you a book. But a Big Mac every day for a year is 401,500 calories, and will for sure impact your health in a malefic way. A pack of cigarettes every day is around 7,300 cigarettes a year, and that will probably increase your risk of cancer by a long shot. Running 5K every day for a year amounts up to 1,825 kilometers in 1 year. That's 43 marathons. 5 minutes of meditation a day for a year is 30 hours. Writing 100 words a day for a year gives you roughly 150 pages, around 365,000 words. No, 36,500 words, sorry. Can you see what I'm alluding to here? Isn't the small actions done day by day that will slay our biggest beast? And consistency trumps all else. Showing up is 90%, and following our dreams and goals won't always feel good. But if we are waiting for the inspiration to come to us, or I'm going to work on it when I feel like it, guess what? That will probably never get you anywhere. Stop postponing and procrastinating. What can you start with today that will get you farther ahead tomorrow? Let's go. Do it. That's today's text. Hope that it can inspire you and maybe fuel you in some kind of way in your life. What can you start with today? Because when we have these big goals, we get overwhelmed by how big it is to conceive these goals, and we don't see that if we just see what can I do today to get here tomorrow, and then eventually reach this goal. That is the most important thing, to break it down into smaller fractions. So for you to reflect after this episode this time is to take a few minutes after listening to this or reading this to write down about what are you planting in this moment right here, right now. And as the beginning quote of this chapter was quite obvious, what are you postponing that you could start already now with so you can reap the benefits of it in a coming future? Think about that for a second. What can you plan today in order to reap the benefits for a better tomorrow? And also be aware that every moment of your life will also take you to the next moment of now. So, what you do in the now is very important for the rest of your life. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. My name is Robin Halston. You can find me at Instagram at Robin Halston. You will also find my website, robinhalston.com. And for inquiries around lectures or coaching or events or whatever, send me a message or also email me at robin at RAGGESRUNDA.se. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time if you're watching this on YouTube. And see you in the next one. Bye.